Well, hello there. So welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over mascaras and in particular which ones are my absolute tippity top favorites. So if you are interested, then keep watching. For real. Don't leave. Please. Okay, so I'm going to be ranking them. This has obviously been over several days, pretty much a whole week, and I've been doing one eye with one mascara and the other eye with another mascara to total do 10 different mascaras. Yeah, I've kind of been collecting my thoughts over the past week just to try and really get a feel of which ones are my absolute favorites and why they're my absolute favorites. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to talk about mascaras because it's like, well, it looks really pretty, but I don't really know how to say it looks pretty. So yeah, I'm going to be ranking them in terms of the volume you can get with a mascara, the length, the curl, the definition, and obviously how it wears. So if it's like dry or if it's too wet or things like that. So I'm kind of just gonna go in the order that I wore them in, starting from Monday and going until today. Okay, so starting with my first day of mascara, I wore the Milk Kush mascara on one side, and then I wore the Wet n Wild Mega Length on the other. I was actually way more surprised by the Wet n Wild one than I was by the Kush one, which is a little unusual. Starting with the Milk Kush mascara, it just kind of took a long time to build up the volume. I had to apply several coats of mascara before it actually looked like I even applied anything. It gives pretty good length, honestly. After you take the time to apply several coats, it does actually build up to a really pretty length. Next, for curl, it was just alright. My curl was just kind of meh, I don't know, it wasn't impressive. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about as far as the curl goes. It did a really good job of defining my lashes, and I didn't have any clumps. Like even after, I mean, I probably did like 5 coats of mascara, I'm not even kidding. So yeah, they looked very natural if that's what you're looking for. The wear of it, so it was the driest mascara that I think I own. It was rough. My eyes were just so dry and irritated by it that I just don't think that, one, I don't think I have the time for it, and then two, I just don't like the way it feels. And then for the Wet n Wild side, the Mega Length mascara by Wet n Wild, I have that one in the shade Berry Black. Didn't know that was a thing. It's not just black, it's very black. So volume on that one, it was really good. It gave me really quick volume, which it says it's a lengthening mascara, which they kind of go hand in hand, volume and length, but it surprisingly did much better on the volume side than it did on the lengthening sides. And then curl, it didn't really do much for, you know, curling up my lashes. It really was just pretty average, what you would expect out of a typical mascara. Definition was also really good. The wand is like a silicone wand. Yeah, it just does a really great job of keeping it nice and defined without picking up too much mascara when you pull it out of the tube. So it was really nice. The way it felt over time, it actually really surprised me. It didn't irritate my eyes at all. It had a few flakes over time underneath my eyes, like closer towards the end of the night, but it really wasn't bad at all, especially for a mascara of that price. So the next day, I wore the Kosas The Big Clean Mascara and number 7, the Full 360 Mascara. Again, I was really surprised with the drugstore one on this one. The running trend for this is that the drugstore ones are actually much better. And spoiler alert, I don't know if I should have said that so soon. Kosas The Big Clean. So that one again is on the left side. This one is so good when it comes to the volume and length. I mean, I just have big, beautiful lashes when I wear this one, and I absolutely love it. And this one actually did a pretty good job of curling, so it's kind of just like a arched wand, and it does a really nice job of getting up close and then being able to bend over your lashes and hold them in place for a considerable amount of times. The definition of it was pretty good as well. It did get a little clumpy after adding a couple of coats. I wish that the amount of product that it picked up was a little bit less. So it feels really, really nice on my eyes. It doesn't irritate them at all. The only problem is when I wear it throughout the day, it transfers onto things, which really, really sucks. It never dries down. It just never dries down, like, ever. And humidity and heat, if you touch your eyes often, then you're gonna get mascara transfer marks. Otherwise, it would have been a perfect mascara. So anyway, I liked Kosas The Big Clean. I thought it was going to be one of my favorite mascaras, but it's just the way it wears throughout a day. It just kind of makes you look a little less put together. The number 7, the Full 360 mascara, that one actually really, really surprised me. It does a really good job of giving you nice big lashes again, and the way that it builds up product on your lashes kind of gives you a really fluttery and fluffy eye look. I don't know. I mean, it looks like you're wearing a set of fake lashes, and it's really pretty. That one I didn't have to build up as much as the other ones, but it does kind of get clumpy as well. On curl, it does a fantastic job again, like I said, because the brush is designed in a way that it's supposed to curl quite a bit. The definition, a little clumpy, not the best. It has a really comfortable dry down texture on your lashes, so that's one thing that I look for. Okay, so starting with the next one, it's the Clinique High Impact Mascara. This one, it did a really good job of everything, honestly. So this is one of my first mascaras that I ever purchased, and I used to have this really big phase where I only wore fake lashes exclusively and I never wore mascara, which is kind of weird when I think about it now, but yeah, I hated mascara for the longest time. Anyways, with that being said, the Clinique one is one of my first ones that I ever bought, and it's because my eyes are so easily irritated. And this is the best mascara for really sensitive eyes, and it does a good job of volumizing, it does a good job of lengthening, it does a decent job with definition, not the best in that category, and it also doesn't do the best as far as curling goes, but I mean, what mascara does. But as far as the wear goes, it is perfect. I mean, it's not too dry, it's not too wet, it never smudges, it doesn't flake. The Clinique High Impact Mascara is perfect for anybody with really sensitive eyes that still wants to have good volume and good length. Next, the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect. So there's several Lash Princesses mascara. No? That's not right. There's several Essence Lash Princess mascara types. I chose the blue one, which is the False Lash Effect mascara. So this one actually really surprised me as well. I've heard really good things about it, which is why I bought it in the first place. I mentioned it in my recent fall haul, and yeah, so it did a pretty good job at volume and length and curl and definition and wear. I mean, I think its best categories was definitely curl, definition, and wear. So it has like this perfect little Goldilocks wear. So it's not too wet, it's not too dry, it's just like just right. The length isn't necessarily the best, but it's not necessarily the worst either. And yeah, it's a really, really affordable option for mascara. I understand why there's such a big hype around it right now, and it's only $4.99 at Ulta, so you really can't beat that. Moving right along is the Laura Geller Lash Boss Mascara, and I have mine in the style Bold. So this one I actually got in a BoxyCharm, I think it was last month. This is just one that I would never buy, and let me tell you why. So the way it feels is so uncomfortable. So this is the only one that is actually drier than the Milk Kush mascara, which I really don't like still. But the Laura Geller mascara, I do not know who designed this mascara, but I cannot recommend this one at all. It has the most flakes I've ever seen. It dries so freaking much, and it doesn't look very good either. There was flakes under my eyes pretty much as soon as I applied it, which isn't good. By the end of the day, most of my mascara had worn off. I just don't like it. It's a no for me. next is the Honest Beauty Lash Primer and Mascara Duo. So that one I had a hard time with deciding whether or not I wanted to just use the mascara or if I wanted to do the lash primer as well. Since they are in the same, you know, package, I was like, well, you know, I could just use the lash primer and it kind of counts as the same thing. But since I didn't use the lash primer with any of the other ones, I just decided not to use the lash primer. The volume isn't the best. It kind of gives you pretty thin lashes. I mean, don't get me wrong, they still look beautiful, but they are definitely a little less voluminous than some other ones that I've used before. On its own, it doesn't give the most dramatic length. You really need to use the primer that it comes with for it to actually build up a good length, but it's still pretty good. I wouldn't say that it's a bad length or anything. It still gives you really pretty lashes. But where it really excels is the curl and definition. So the way it curls up your lashes, it kind of makes your lashes look a little bit longer than they actually are, and it definitely is a good mascara, and it's very different from a lot of mascaras that I've tried before, which I always love. Next is the ones I'm actually wearing today. So I'm wearing Pat McGrath FetishEyes mascara on one eye, and then I'm wearing L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara on the other, which kind of looks a little weird because they definitely give you different vibes, but it's fine. We're gonna be fine. So starting with Pat McGrath, it gives you a really good volume and pretty decent length as well, but the curls just kind of meh, and it does get really clumpy after a while. I noticed a lot of higher end brand mascaras, you really have to build up the mascara to get, you know, anything on your eyes. This formulation is really, really comfortable. It's really pleasant. I never have any issues as far as my eyes go, as far as dryness goes, but it smudges so heavily on application. Like it gets all over my eyeshadow, which is really, really annoying. You know, I just go back through with a buffing brush. Oh my god, why can't I say this? It's an eyeshadow brush. I go back through with an eyeshadow brush to get off the smudges after mascara marks have dried down, and it's fine. But other than that, finally, ending out with my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. So I've said this before, this is one of my favorite mascaras. It's from the drugstore. It's pretty affordable. It's not the most affordable, but I want to say it's like $8 or so, which is pretty good. So this one, it's literally perfect. So the volume, absolute perfect, 10 out of 10. The length is pretty dang close. The curl is really, really good. It gives you really nice pushed up lashes, which is really nice to, you know, have a wand that's able to do that, and a formulation that will actually hold it in that position. And it gives you really big fluttery lashes. As far as the wear goes, again, it's really, really comfortable. It dries down. It's a little drier than my favorite Ultimate Perfect Clinique mascara, but it's not the end of the world. So overall, compiling all my scores with everything, everything had a possible score out of 10 in 5 categories, so overall each mascara had a possible score of 50. My favorite of all time mascara, as it turns out, is my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. I mean, this was kind of no shock to me, and yeah, when it comes down to it, that's one of those mascaras that I knew I liked, but I didn't realize that I quantitatively liked it that much. So this one, it has an overall score of 43. The second place goes to Essence with an overall score of 39, followed by number 7, the Full 360, Honest Beauty Lash Primer and Mascara Duo, and then finally Clinique. So it took, what, like 5 different places to finally get to a higher end mascara, which is the Clinique High Impact Mascara. Overall, the general trend that I noticed was the drugstore ones really blew me away a lot more than the higher end ones. Turns out I actually really, really like drugstore mascaras way more than I thought I did. Yeah, which is really nice. I mean, it saves me money, number 1. And number 2, it shows you that you really don't have to pay, you know, top dollar to get a good looking mascara. So that is my final thoughts on all my mascaras, which this has kind of been a long video. I hope you liked it, and I hope this helped you kind of navigate which mascaras you may like. If you did like this video, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up, and also comment down below what your favorite mascaras are. If there's some that I didn't include in this list that you think I should try, or if you do actually agree with one of my mascara picks that I picked, then let me know. Subscribe for sure, turn on the bell because she's cute. I mean, just give the bell some love, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye. Okay, why am I stuttering so hard right now? Girl, come on. For real. Let's include something in this area, or dish area. I don't know. Okay. No, seriously. But like, for real. Okay, bye.